Hey guys, welcome back to Show and Tell What the Hell Office Edition. I wanted to kind of go over another set that I picked up. It's kind of like a throwback, I guess, because this movie's already close to 10 years old. But I guess, to kind of, I don't know, it just made me want to like get this again. I already have a few copies of it, and I will show you in just a second after I take it out of the bubble wrap. But you know, Andor season 2 just finished, and I'm a huge fan of that show and that particular style of Star Wars. So yeah, I kind of wanted to pick up some more Rogue One figures, and I already have this set, but I wanted to get another one, mostly because I'll be working on some customs on some of these characters here. I'll be Kennerizing them, but of course this comes with Jyn Erso and has the hover tank pilot, Saw Gerrera, Edrio Two Tubes, which I like the name because it's kind of one of those Edrio Two Tubes. It's a kind of a weird, for such a serious movie and theme, it's kind of a wacky name to have. Kind of like calls back to the days of Hammerhead and Walrus Man, Snaggletooth. Now you got Two Tubes here. So I'm going to open this up and kind of showcase some of these figures. It's hard to believe that this is already about 10 years old. What I like about these particular figures in particular is that they are all 5 points of articulation. And you can find these relatively cheap still, like maybe about 20 bucks. So give or take about $5 a figure. The Jyn Erso is pretty easy to come by in a singles pack. But you really can't find this fella. Not so easy to get. So let's start off with, let's get Jyn Erso out of the way, just because it's just such a common figure. She comes with this little blaster here. Pretty nice little blaster. What I like about this figure is that, now, it's more than 5 points, I will say that. Like, there are, in some figures, well, this one doesn't have it, sorry. My bad. But there are some figures that have, like, a little wrist swivel for some reason. They don't really need to do that. They started doing this with, like, maybe around The Force Awakens. It's a decent enough likeness, but simple enough to kind of, like, blend in with other lines, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, the 5 points thing. Some of these figures do have wrist swivels. I don't know if anyone in this particular set does, but of the era. And she does have a nice little gun holster. Now, I've been taking a few of these Jyn Ersos and doing little customs with her, and doing, like, making like a using the body for like a Andor rebel kind of thing. But yeah, and I really like the little hood that comes with it too. So that's also something that you can use for another little custom figure. Yeah, I have tons of these, but it's such a great little toy. So let's go into Saw Gerrera, and if I have the weapons right, it's this little blaster here. Put it in his hand. They hold him pretty well. Won't be falling off. And also 5 points. No wrist swivel, but that's okay. What I like about it also is that it is detailed enough, but the paint apps are definitely limited. But that's fine, because that's kind of what I like in a figure. It's a toy. It's got these two little tubes that you could probably take out. But yeah, nice little Saw Gerrera figure. Let me put our Jyn Erso over here. And let's go into Mr. Two Tubes. which I'd like to make. He's got like a brother, so I'd like to make a custom of him. Um, and I just like this character, and I like that they both came out in Andor. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I bought it. You know, just like let me kind of make my own little Andor line. Um, and finally, we got the Trooper here, which is fantastic. I will definitely be doing some. I'm trying to army build these guys. I don't even need the hover tank. But one of the reasons, interestingly enough, this same helmet's used. You know, you see other troopers using the same kind of helmet. Mandalorian. Does the head come off? I think it's on a ball joint. There you go. So it gives you a lot of options. I'd like to kind of make some, you know, maybe make some of those Imperial specialists that came out in Andor Season 2 with this body. It's just pretty much the same build. But yeah, I like these guys, and I just want to compare them with some of the other characters. Who do we got here? Who do we got here? Let's get an old dusty biker scout, you know. Fits in well. See, it fits in well with the Kenner aesthetic, and that's what I liked about this era of Star Wars figures. I hope they go back to that 3 3/4, 5-point. It was kind of a renaissance of a post Kenner Star Wars thing. Let's get a what do we have here? What do we have here? Let's get our little rebel soldier female here. Let's get I think I got a male rebel soldier around here somewhere. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Boom. See all my paintbrushes and stuff. I'm getting ready. So yeah, like they fit in pretty well with the Kenner line. That's why I'm getting them. Sorry, it's like early in the morning. Let me get one of the Andor customs I'm currently working on. Hanging out. Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera, I barely even know you. And I don't know, for funsies, let's get a custom sand person just hanging out there too. You know, so as you can see, I mean, I'm getting a modern retro, I'm getting an old Kenner, getting some of these Rogue One, and they all just kind of fit well together. This idea of just compatibility is really what I like in a toy line, you know. So it's still worth picking up. I mean, if you're a fan of Andor, you know, and you're a fan of Kenner, this is pretty much along the same lines. I'd say if you're a Kenner collector, pick it up. You know, it wouldn't hurt. These modern figures are adjacent to that. And this guy looks like he would fit in well with. Look, let's get Dr. Evazan hanging out here because he was in Rogue One. Get over here. Get over here. So while they're a little bit more detailed than your typical Kenner style figure, they still fit in pretty well. No, just no paint apps on the weapons, which is good. What I may end up doing is either removing some of the paint or painting over a single tone just to kind of even give it more of that Kenner style. But anyway, I would highly recommend a lot of these old Star Wars lines because they're cheap. They're really nice and cheap. Oh, here's a little stormtrooper. Hang out with this guy. They're nice and cheap. Pick them up. You know, they were sitting around in shelves forever, and peg warming and whatnot. So you want to get your kids some cool Andor toys, there you go. That's the way to go, friends. We will see you later on.